Hello, everyone, and welcome back to something a little more different.
Ish.
My name's Camila.
I'm Iman.
And I'm Sung. Today we're missing one other member. Bumulu will be joining us through chat, so we'll be updating you guys.
Yeah, so our plan for today, for our topic, is movies, specifically A Quiet Place, which came out in, I believe, 2018.
Yes.
If I am not, yes, okay. And for those of you who haven't watched it, it's a horror movie. And, well, the basic plot of it is that there's like this monster, right? That it's a blind monster and it can only, like, its greatest sense is hearing. So it finds all of its prey by hearing. So there's this family that has survive this monster by being really, really quiet and like living a super quiet life, and that's why it's called A Quiet Place. So yeah, it was a really fun movie. We went to watch it back in 2018 when it came out in theaters, and we really enjoyed it.
And we argued a lot about it at the end.
Yep. Yeah, we did argue a lot about it. If you haven't watched it, spoilers. Sorry.
Yes, go watch it
It's a
and
pretty
then
good
come
movie.
back.
Yeah, go return, finish the episode. It's a pretty good movie, honestly.
Yeah, it was really well directed.
Uh-huh. The guy who played the main character, right? He directed it. What's his name?
John Krasinski.
Yeah. He was also in like the Spider-Man movie. I don't know.
He was in The Office.
Oh yeah, in The Office as well.
He was Jim. But yeah, it was it was well directed. Like the actors were really good. I heard that one of the girls, the daughter that was like the deaf daughter,
The deaf one?
she was like an actual deaf actor, which was really cool. Like they actually like
That's so nice.
like looking at the interviews afterwards and stuff. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like you've often got, non-disabled or like, let's say like LGBT actors playing like roles that they're not part of, and that kind of, I like to think that it takes away from like the people who could actually be playing them, because let's be honest, there's not a lot of roles for deaf people, or sometimes like gay people aren't casted in characters, so giving people that opportunity is really important in my opinion, and I really respect Mr. Director John for doing that.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then like the whole plot, it was actually like genuinely like creepy. Like it like not it wasn't a lot of, there was some jump scares, and it was like, the monster obviously looked really scary and whatever, but like I feel like was the most like outward thing that I noticed was like how tense it was. Like I could feel myself in my seat like clenching my teeth, it was like nervous for them.
And that was cool considering that no one was talking.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept.
Because also like oftentimes it'll depend a lot on like, movies will depend a lot on like dialogue, characters outright expressing how they feel, how they think, and really there was only one scene of that, people expressing how they feel in the movie, which was like the scene when the dad is talking with his son in the waterfall and stuff.
Yeah, and like there was no narration, and Boomaloo says that the script was only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is like crazy. Like there was no narration, there was nothing. It was based purely off of like their acting, which was really cool. So it was like,
that is
for real, like
crazy.
A great movie. Like it was very well made. But I had some problems with the plot.
Me too.
That made me really mad.
Okay, yeah. First of all, what I mentioned before, right? The waterfall part. For those of you who haven't seen it and don't care to see it, it's this scene where like they're a family of 4, right? So there's like the mom, the dad, the girl who's deaf, and thus she doesn't know like if she's making sound or not or whatever. And then there's like her little brother who's a hearing person, and so at one point he goes with his dad to fish, and then they have like a conversation near a waterfall, and it's supposedly like, oh, the monster can't hear us here because there's a waterfall. And they talked about like how his daughter fell and whatever, and so I feel like that was a little bit cheap. I don't know. It felt like just an excuse to have them talk, you know?
Yeah. And I just felt like it was like such a dumb, like they had like they've been living there for however long they have been living there, right? It's like an apocalyptic world that they're living in. And like during the time that they were there, couldn't they like, I know it would have obviously been like a hard thing to do, but building a house right next to the waterfall would be the logical thing to do so they can talk. I never even realized. That's what got me so mad. And then another thing that like annoyed me, which was a big part of the plot, was how like the woman who played the mom, she was pregnant, right? Why are you having children?
I know. It's like, how, like, what is the point?
I know, like, you literally know that you're living in whatever this world is. Why are you like, why put you and like more children through that, right? And then it's like, I don't know, it was just really annoying how that happened.
How was she expecting to have a quiet delivery? Or were they finally gonna use the waterfall plot hole? She was gonna
give birth to the waterfall. So she could give birth. And then like
talking about
Okay,
talking about like the woman, right? It was such a hazard the way that she like she got hurt, because again, for those of you that haven't watched it, the way that like the climax kind of starts because the mom is she gets hurt, and then she makes like a sound, and then like she's also having the baby at the same time, so it's like a really big mess. And so you've been living in this house, right, doing nothing for like a year. This house is the only thing that you see every single day, because you don't go out because you might make sound. And you just leave a nail on the staircase.
That's
upright for her foot to just step in.
Conveniently when she's in labor. Like, out of any time that could have happened, it's when she's in labor, about to pop a baby out.
She's got 2 children and 1 on the way, and they don't care to fix a rusty nail upright on the basement.
Seriously. Like, and then I was like looking, this is completely off topic, or not off topic, but something different. I was revisiting the movie, like looking back at like reviews and stuff, and the one thing I noticed that was really cool was how, like, you know how in the beginning one of the kids, before I say that, Boomaloo left the chat. But okay, so then you know how like in the beginning they were like in the shop, they were getting a bunch of supplies, and then they were coming back home. One of the kids, the youngest kid, right? He got like a rocket toy. And they were walking back to their house. Was it the girl? I forgot. I thought it was a boy.
No,
wait, no, like girl. The girl gave it to a little kid.
Wait, it was the deaf girl who gave it to the little kid.
Yeah. The little kid.
There was
Wasn't it that she took the plane, and it was the boy that, like, they kept the batteries in the plane, so the sound was still coming out. I think it was the dad that first took them out, but then in the end, like, they put it back, the girl, I don't know, and then as they were crossing the bridge to get back to their house, the plane started making sounds. They were a family of 5 at first.
Yeah, there was the other kid, the kid who died because of the rocket or the plane or whatever it was.
And then the monster just snatched the kid away.
Yeah, and they had to leave running. And then one thing I found like cool is how it started off with that, like, I thought it was a rocket. I don't remember it being a plane, but it might have been a plane. I don't know.
I think it was a rocket
But
for me. I don't know.
I forgot. But like whatever it was, like at the end of the movie they were talking about how, like, like the way that the dad got enough noise to be made so that the mom could go into labor and like scream to like pop
Uh-huh.
out the kid was by like exploding the rockets. Do you remember that? Like he set off a
The
bunch of
fireworks.
fireworks. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's how they made enough noise to like distract the monsters or whatever so that she could scream, and like that was also a really chilling like scene.
Yeah. It was a very original too choice, I
Hmm.
think. That was a really epic writing moment right there. It was a
Yeah.
good solution to the climax.
Hmm. And then
What I
uh-huh.
uh-huh. Yeah. What I didn't like, well, it's
Hmm.
not that I didn't like it, it's just that it kind of came out of nowhere and it felt a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like the dad dying.
I know.
Yeah, that was just kind of like, eh. Did he really, like, have to die? I don't
I
know.
know. I feel like they just did that, like threw that in there just to like one of
Yeah.
them had to. Which one could it have been? The dad making the sacrifice, but like
Yeah. They're like, this ending is really bad. Let's just add the
uh-huh.
dying dad.
So people can feel bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I personally didn't like the ending. Like the
Same.
ending. Like the
Uh-huh.
final scene, shot, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
Cause like what
I
happened,
thought,
if y'all don't remember, basically, like they went into their room, right, and they were like looking at the monsters, and they figured out that a way to like destroy them or whatever was to like play high frequency noises or something, right,
mm-hmm.
at them. And I feel like that was a cheap solution. Like all these years, and they like couldn't have figured that out. Like they
I
should have.
swear, like,
Uh-huh.
it's really obvious that, like, if you've got something that hears really well,
Uh-huh.
well, just throw noise at it,
Destroy their
right?
ears. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, we figured that out a long time ago with stun grenades and stuff. So, yeah, it's just, and,
Mhm.
like, but the final shot, it just felt so, like, I'm gonna explain it. So they're playing like a high frequency noise, right? And the alien's like really, really confused. And then the mom, she grabs a shotgun and she cocks the
Yeah.
shotgun. And it's like, wow, and then the movie ends. I thought it was just so cliche
I
and so
know.
anticlimactic.
What does the shotgun have to do with anything anyway? Like it doesn't destroy. It doesn't hurt them. Like they've already like
Uh-huh.
concluded that the only thing that like ruins them is the noises. So like what's
Had
with the
Wait,
shotgun?
had they tried shooting at them before?
I think I do not remember that. I don't know.
Cause like if they're using a shotgun to kill them, that means that the shotgun might work. Okay, people are maybe gonna be really mad if we're getting this wrong, but that means that the shotgun works, right? So why the hell didn't you just use the shotgun
In the
before?
first place, literally.
Yeah. God, this movie's frustrating, but it's also really good.
I
Go watch
mean,
it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember passionately fighting about it with Iman, but since we watched it so long ago, I don't remember clear enough to, like, say
Yeah, I
anything.
forgot a lot about it. Yeah,
Yeah, me
same.
too.
But I remember really liking the movie. Like, I was.
Hmm.
I thought it was ingenious.
I thought it was really good. Like the concept's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's just some like ifs and buts over there, and I'm a really nitpicky person, so I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like
I
it,
usually don't like. Uh-huh.
I was gonna say like it's a great concept, like the idea of it. Like it came before. What was the other one that came out on Netflix? It was the one with the vision. It was like stupid.
Oh,
I forgot the name.
Don't breathe.
I don't know. I forgot the name, but I
Like the
think
blind
that one.
guy?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, the blind
Oh no
old
no
guy.
no no no! Not that one. It was the one that came out on Netflix. I forgot the name, but it was like one where you can't look at the monsters or whatever. It was on Netflix, but apparently it was like really
Bird
stupid.
Box.
Bird Box, that one.
Oh, Bird Box. I already forgot about that movie.
I feel like it was dumb. Like, I never watched it, but I feel like it was trying to do what A Quiet Place did, but like didn't accomplish it like well. Like A Quiet Place, like the whole concept, like the way they like did it was really, really well done. Like the actors were really well chosen. Like they were really good actors. Like the whole concept, the idea, the scenes were really well made. It was just like I feel like the ending just really made me mad. And like the few things like the waterfall, like that could have just like made it better if they had like I don't know.
Yeah, and even though it's like there's no dialogue at all, the sound design is so sexy, so beautiful. Like it's everything's so crisp and clear, and the sound is just so I don't know. It's really good. It's a really good movie. Production
Talking about
really high.
Talking about crisp, I remember that there was a YouTube video that said that all the sound effects, like they're really cool because the sound editor or that person, like the monster sounds, those were him crushing celery sticks, and so it was not the usual sound effects that other movies kind of use.
Yeah, and I think like I also saw that the one of the sound effects for the monster was him like tasing a grape but at a really, really slow speed. Which is just, how do you arrive at that conclusion that maybe you need to tase a grape and slow it down in order to make a monster sound?
No, but yeah, they were really creepy too. Like I remember being horrified.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Although I don't usually like horror movies. I'm not a big horror movie fan. I don't see the appeal in getting scared for fun and then not sleeping for fun. It's just not my thing. But A Quiet Place was good because it was mostly like it was less horror and it was more suspense, I guess.
Yeah, like tension.
With a very interesting story, which is how I like my horror movies. For example, have you ever watched The Shining?
I have not.
You've never watched The Shining?
No, it sounds horrifying.
It's so good. It's like a classic horror movies. It's an adaptation of like Stephen King's book. But God, it's just yeah, and it's just what I've never read it, but the movie was really good, and it's just like I don't know, everything's so tense and you don't know what's gonna happen, and then like when the dad, well, I'm not gonna spoil, but you don't know what's happening ever. You don't know whether it's like real or fake, and it's just crazy. I really enjoyed that movie. You guys should watch it.
Our homework. Yes. I don't know. Yeah.
Homework, yeah.
I like that they have like flavor. Like it wasn't like the same. Like I feel like okay, like the like normal like standard of like horror movies. Like I think of like Annabelle or like things like that. And it's not that Annabelle's a bad movie. It's just like jump scares. Like I feel like it's just like trying to
just like
scare
cut and
you.
Paste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it. Oh my gosh. Worst horror movie I've ever watched in my life.
Annabelle? Okay.
No, The Nun.
The Nun.
I think came out 2018 as well. That is such a bad movie. It's hilariously bad. It's just so stupid, and the story's just dumb and repetitive, and like at one point they get like the blood of Christ, and that's how they defeat that evil nun.
The blood of Christ?
Yeah, it's like an actual thing they have in a bottle.
Wow.
And you have to shine a light on a tile in order to open it so you can get the blood of Christ. And like the girl at one point, she gets stuck underground and she's like ringing the bell. It's just the dumbest thing. It's so not scary, so I don't know, like bad writing. But I think it made a lot of money.
Yeah, it's reason. Like mainstream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Paranormal Activity. I've never actually watched Paranormal Activity.
Same.
Yeah, you neither. Yeah.
I just don't
Horror
watch.
movies are just not my thing.
Horror movies in general. I just was horrified of them as a kid. Never like really started watching them now. Even though I was excited for like the second one to come out, The Quiet Place. It was supposed to come out like earlier this year, but then Corona happened and they like moved it to like September, I think, which was annoying. I was excited to go watch it.
What are they gonna do for a second movie?
Continue
Shoot
the
them with a
storyline.
shotgun for
I know.
2 minutes.
I'm like nervous as like for how it's gonna turn out. Like I don't know how they could drag it out any further without making it like stupid. But hopefully they pull it off.
Yeah, hopefully they could. Yeah, maybe it's gonna be like killing the monsters like from their origin or something.
Or other survivors.
Yeah, I don't know, but well, a movie that horrified me as a kid, Coraline.
Coraline, I hated those. Coraline and like the what's it called, the one with the skeleton. I forgot.
Which one? Oh, The Nightmare Before
Christmas. That I hate those so much.
I have never watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think like in one full sitting. I've only watched bits and pieces of it when they played it when I was a kid. But Coraline, like I used to hate that movie. Well, not hate it. It used to terrify me because the last thing you want to see when you're a kid is a mom turning into a spider thing that has like weird neck and like fingers
disgusting.
And stuff.
Wait, Coraline are the dolls that have button eyes.
Yeah, those.
Oh my gosh.
They have the button eyes.
Isn't it like
Uh-huh.
stop motion? So it's like super like like creepy.
And,
I don't know.
Oh, the kid that like, what's his name? I forgot his name. But Coraline's best friend, who they like the other mother. She sewed his smile permanently or whatever.
Huh?
That was just so creepy.
Ew.
Like, do you remember that the other mother, she, at one point, because okay, so Coraline didn't like the friend that she had in her new house because she thought he talked too much, right? So the other mother in the other world with the other friend, she sewed his mouth shut so he wouldn't talk.
Ew.
Yeah, you don't remember that? It was so scary, and I hated it as a kid. And I also hated the weird Russian guy. I don't know. It was really good though. It's a really good movie. But like, you know that the weird gymnast Russian guy. The blue one, the one that was like yeah. He creeped me out a lot, and also the women with the big badonkadonks that were with like the 100 little dogs and stuff.
Ew.
God, that movie. Yeah. But watching it now, it's just such a good movie, honestly. It's so original. And I don't know, the way that it like shows you to love what you have, not look for perfection. It's just a really beautiful movie, I think.
It still gives me like the heebie-jeebies.
No, rewatch it and you'll see how good it is.
Okay. The second part of my homework.
Yes. I don't mean to date this episode, but have you seen like the meme that's like the dad from Coraline and the dad from... You haven't seen it?
I don't think so.
It's like people are shipping the dad from Coraline with Mr. Incredible when he was at the job.
I know.
Yeah, like because Mr. Incredible's like he's all tired and it's a dull gray and he's working like in his computer, and then Coraline's dad is also tired and gray and looking at his computer.
Dead.
And then it's like a Discord love story or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure about it. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Coraline's a really good movie. There should be more stop motion movies, honestly. It's pretty sad that it's dying.
I feel like just now with like how like far animation has come, I feel like it just like people don't see the appeal in it anymore. Like obviously we can find it beautiful and whatever, but I feel like just like with how far it's come, like I feel like people like don't just, you know.
We were, Camila, do you remember when we were talking about this in English? We were saying that, like, animations, people often have, like, a stereotype, and that keeps them from watching animations. And we are talking about how animations are not only for children,
absolutely.
and that they're for...
And this is a topic that I'm like really passionate about, and I talk about it to anyone that will listen. Animation is such an underused, underestimated medium. It's so beautiful. You can do whatever your mind tells you you can do. You can do it in animation. But no, what we're getting is a bunch of kids movies that are just made for... It's not even... Kids movies can be really good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is... Well, first of all, Coraline, super good movie, is for kids. What's it called? Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's so good. So good. Animated. And...
I haven't watched it.
It's really good. You should watch it. Wes Anderson kills it all the time. But... It's just animated movies can be so much more than what we're getting, than the Toy Story 4 that we're getting. Look, don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, right? But was it really made because someone dreamed of making it and felt with their heart that it was something that was meant to be made, that there was a theme, an idea, like a piece of their soul that went into their movie? Or was it made because they wanted to get money from 5-year-olds and from nostalgic millennials? To make money.
Yeah.
That movie was made for Forky. Forky, like... Forky's was
just
the best
another
part.
thing you can sell, another marketing point. Oh, look, cute little spork. Yeah.
Merchandise.
It's just really...
Yeah. I don't know. I know, like animated movies or whatever, animated films, animated anything, it has like so much potential. And it's like one of the ones that I did watch like a few months ago, I forgot. It was like Abominable. Have you guys watched it?
It's from the same people who made Coraline, yeah.
For real, I didn't know that. It was so cute. It was like a really good movie. I loved it. It was like animated, and it was like obviously targeted for children. Like you could like while watching it, it was like obvious.
Yeah.
But it was like so cute.
Yeah,
and, like,
I really wanted to watch it, but I think I just forgot. But yeah, like, and movies. That's another thing. Yeah. Movies made for kids, they don't have to be bad. Movies made for kids can be super good, and they can carry adult themes as well. You don't have to... Kids don't just laugh at Minions and stuff. Like, kids are smarter. Like stupid, like, kids are smarter than we give them credit for. And
like, okay.
I feel like there's just so much more that can be done with the animation medium, honestly. It's pretty sad. Like, Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Holy hell. Thank you
it was so good
to whoever thought of that. Such a good movie. Not for kids, animated, so good.
It was incredible.
Definitely deserved the price that it got.
I loved it. For real. It like looked like also like all the different like styles that it was in. Like I remember watching it. It was like a bunch of different, like there was like I don't know how, but like it like switched between styles.
That's something original, and that's something you can't do with like real life people. I mean, you could, but it kind of loses its magic because you don't really think that it's a comic that you're looking at, which is just so beautiful. And also the new Disney adaptations, I don't vibe with that. I'm sorry.
Like the live actions?
Yeah, the live actions. I don't vibe with them. Unless there's something else you want to tell with that story, just recreating it for the sake of nostalgia and because you want to show off how fancy and how realistic your lions can look, It's
Yeah.
not. What are you doing, honey?
What is this,
Like,
honey? But yeah, sorry.
yeah, you can. I don't know. It's just really sad.
Yeah, like.
And also, uh huh.
I was just gonna say, people like need like new ideas. Like everything now, I feel like is just readaptations of everything that we've had before. Like The Lion King,
Yeah.
obviously. Like they're creating like Mulan, I think. And it's just like come
Yeah,
up
no.
with new ideas, come up with new princesses. You can like, you know,
Mulan has been the only one that I kind of see like the purpose of making, because they want to retell the story like in a more realistic way, which I guess I kind of get if they really are gonna go that way. But still, like, why? I don't understand. And also, the fact that, call me otaku, call me weeb, whatever. I feel like anime gets such a bad rep because anime is, it's just it's like watching anything. I don't know. I don't see why it has to be like anime is separate from movies. Anime is just anime, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just a movie, it's just a show. And just because it's like 2D animated and like it has a certain style doesn't mean that the story is lesser, I guess. People often stereotype it like, I can't, like, you recommend them a movie and they're like, oh, it's because I don't watch anime. Yeah, but it's like so much more than just an anime. It's a beautiful story about two people that found each other, you know. Your Name, yeah, made me cry a lot. But yeah, it's pretty sad. And also, I mean, you know, the only ever like animated, obviously, anime movie to ever win like the animated prize for the Oscars has been, the only one to ever get nominated, in fact, was Spirited Away back in 2001. And then from then, it's none of them have gotten nominated.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. But yeah, it's my little soapbox about animation and how much it's underused.
Yeah, I was just gonna add like really quickly, like Avatar. Hello.
Avatar. Everybody's starting to like Avatar
I know,
now, and nobody liked it before because they stereotyped it as bad. Yes.
Like I was
Avatar is
just gonna say,
such a good
that's just
show.
another example of how animation could be like.
And this could be a future episode, like content.
Yeah, we could even do like a second episode of this if people like it. But yeah, it's just, and also like how something for kids doesn't have to be bad. Avatar is one of the best shows I've ever watched.
And it was for kids.
It's so good. Yeah, and it teaches you so many values and stuff. Yeah, so like Avatar is honestly just such a good show. Like it shows you how people can grow with Zuko's arc, and how it's, you know, you don't have to always I guess kill other people, like Aang. This is spoilers, by the way. Like Aang, he avoided killing Ozai by instead changing him. I don't know, it's just such a nice show. But yeah, I feel like this could be a second episode if you guys are into it or not. Let us know. And I think that would be it for today. We talked about movies, we talked about animation, scary movies.
Yep. So thank you so much for listening this far, if you came this far. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for any content you'd like us to cover. And also, we have linked our other social medias in our bio, so don't forget to visit us there. And also, don't forget to think
different-ish.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.